your personality trait, then wear skinny jeans, And I'm not directly just talking about skinny jeans, people. I'm talking about just everything in general. And so a trend started from somewhere, people. And so so why don't you want to be the person that starts a trend? Look in the mirror and accept who you are and accept and be happy with yourself. I mean, if you've done some bad things in your life, and I'm talking about really bad things, then that's a different thing. But I'm not going down the road. I'm talking about people who are normal people, and they need to realize, look in the mirror and stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to find that person's shoes and fit the best way they can fit in those shoes. I mean, everyone wants to be a freaking, LeBron James or Michael Jordan or whatever, or Stephen Curry. You have to realize there's only one Stephen Curry. There's only one LeBron James. There's only one Michael Jordan. Their legacy will live on way past their death, because they didn't want to be like no one else. They wanted to be the best. They want to be like nobody else. They want to be different. They want to be set out. They want to think outside the proverbial box. The average trendy person, they think within the box. They're like, oh, I have to think a certain way and act a certain way. You got all these people talking about football this, football that, and or whatever sport it might be, and they go crazy. And then you see people wearing jerseys. They wear another man's or woman's jersey. Think about that. Another man and woman's jersey, their number and their name on their back. So I'm thinking, are you their property? Why don't you want to wear a jersey that says your name and your number on it? Why don't you want to do that? Why don't you want to take yourself to their level or even higher? I'm so sick and tired of seeing people having this standard for himself. Oh, I'll never be this, but I can cheer for a person. Stop being one. Stop trying to be cheerleaders. I have nothing against cheerleaders, but I'm just saying, stop trying to be, a bench warmer. Stop trying to be that. Go out there and be yourself. Be different. Be so much more creative. Be yourself, plain and simple. I can't get more simple than that. Look in the mirror, find who you really are. And if you're a nerd and you like Godzilla and like playing with, Power Rangers at 45 years old, then do that. But just because someone might make fun of you, you know what you do? You take that Power Rangers and you say, hey, you see this? This is going to go right beside your head. No, don't really do that. But you get what I'm saying. Defend yourself, defend who you are, and be happy with who you are. And I guarantee you, someone else is going to get inspired because you stood up for who you are and you stood up for how you are and what you are. And guess what? You'll start a trend because you were the only one. Nobody was like you. You were a once in a lifetime person because you started a trend, possibly a worldwide trend. You started a revolution. You started, an evolution almost. That's what you should have the mentality of being. Going out there, dress the way you want to dress. And if the way you dress is really weird, people might get inspired to do that. And guess what? But no one can be a leader. I take it back. Not everybody can be a leader. But it doesn't hurt for everybody to at least try to be a leader. And if they can't, they simply can't, then they can at least be helped to still be themselves, to still be motivated, inspired to be the best themselves they can possibly be and be who they are, truly. So stop following the trends of the day. And if, one of those trends is how you are and what your personality is, then okay then, you know? But I'm directly talking to those people who literally, and this is the best way I can say it, want to live their life in someone else's shoes. And that someone else's shoes, they started a trend because they want to be different from the rest of society and they wanted to, they didn't mean to start a trend. They were just being them. They were being themselves. And someone else said, oh, I like that. And then another person, then that's how trends started, and that's how everyone, you know, see, be yourself, okay? Look in the mirror, find your own true personality traits, dress, act, talk, be, act, whatever, like yourself. Plain and simple, people. Gosh, you know? And it's just people are afraid to be themselves, and I just wish people would realize when you die, if you're a part of the trendy average people, your legacy will die at your gravesite, plain and simple. Because no one's going to remember the guy who copied the other person or the woman who copied the other person or whatever the case might be, you know? They're going to remember the person who started the trend, who was different from everybody else, who was simply different. They were marvelous in their own way. It was like, man, look at them, you know? And another thing, think outside the box. So many people want to stick in this trendy average box and think a certain way, act a certain way, and live a certain trendy way. You know, they like here's one particular. You go to high school, you graduate, you go to college, you get a good paying job, and then you go get a job. That's like a huge trend. Why can't you be a little bit more different than that? Go do this, maybe this, or go do this, maybe in that. And, you know, it's like, why do you have to have this robotic, trendy way? Like, if you see someone else doing something, and it makes me sick because I see it all the time. They're like, Cody, why are you doing that? It's like they're a robot. It's like they can't compute why I'm being different from the rest of society and why I'm being different. They say, oh, he's antisocial. Oh, he's this. No, it's because I'm being who I am, you know? I'm getting off track. So think outside the box. And you want to talk about the people who thought outside the box, who didn't think like the average person, didn't trend like the average person. You want to talk about who those people? Leonardo da Vinci, Albert Einstein, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan. The list goes on, you know? I mean, Tesla. I mean, Wild Bill. I mean, it just goes on. Those type of people, the people you read in history books, the people you read in on TV, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Tom Cruise, Barack Obama, you know, those people, they will go down in history, and their legacy will live way past because one, they left an impact on this world like never before. Nobody was ever like them. They wanted to inspire the generations. They were different from everyone else. And guess what? People like Tesla, people like Albert Einstein, people like Leonardo da Vinci. At first, people hated them. People despised who they were because they were different from the way the trending society at the time was. And because that, people were afraid to see it because they were like robots. Oh my gosh, you can't do that because that's not the way everyone else does. And guess what? And guess what? People started to realize, and it always happens because they're like, man. And then it starts a new trend, and boom, you know. Sometimes an evolution or a revolution happens, you know. So one basically saying, go out there, be yourself, and don't be afraid of who you are. Be proud. Stand up and be proud for who you truly are, and be different from everybody else. Be simply different from everybody else. Whoever, you know, you see all these people, you just go to your local grocery store and you'll see it in an instant. Be different. And, you know, they'll notice that, man, that person's weird. That person's talking and walking in a certain weird way, or whatever the case might be. At first, they won't accept you. No, because it's this robotic, trendy way that these people are these days, and it's sickening. And guess what? It might happen after you're passed away. It might happen while you're still alive, but it'll change. I guarantee. People will like, man, he's cool. I want to be just like him. You know. So I don't want to talk too much longer. I kind of went way too much longer than what I wanted to. But thank you guys. Please subscribe. Please, you like it, give me a thumbs up. You don't, just give me a thumbs down, and I'll say it till the day I die. I'll smile at my haters. And, this is Cody Lee Wolf Hanson, a guy who just simply wants to inspire the generations. And I want to inspire you to be a once in a lifetime person. That means nobody in this lifetime was ever like you. You were the only one in this entire lifetime that was, if your name is Johnny Perez, then you're the only Johnny Perez. Now, I'm not saying that you're the only name, but you're the only Johnny Perez that acted and had the personality and all that stuff like you. So, I'm going to get off here, and I want people, please subscribe. Please get my message out. Please let me have a chance to inspire everyone across YouTube and across the world. Please, I beg you, and thank you. For those who are watching and listening, thank you. And if I have inspired you, don't thank me. Just go out there and do it. Go out there and be yourself. Be different. Think outside the box. Change the world. Be be a revolution. Be a leader. And simply just be yourself. Be different. Thank you. Please subscribe. #1 Wolf, Shaman Wolf Legend.